What's up? Welcome back, everybody. Today, I'm going to be going into a video slightly off topic from Pokemon, still in the trading card um, arena, but I'm going to be talking about Alpha Investments' recent um, kind of victim to a seller's remorse. So I'm going to be kind of jumping into this um, and kind of just giving my thoughts as we go here. So the agenda, I'll be giving just a quick background talking about Magic the Gathering 30th anniversary event and why it's relevant here, and then giving you my thoughts and takeaways at the very end. So, background this is Alpha Investments. So, posted a video claiming, he bought a collection worth 30 grand today. Unsure what he paid for this, but it was around the time when Magic the Gathering 30th event had released. So, Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast released a product that essentially um, reprinted some of the cards that they claimed they would never reprint again. This created a steep decline in vintage Magic the Gathering card prices. And during this transaction, he basically bought these cards from this individual. This individual reached out to him. Rudy claims anywhere from like 60 to 65% market price for collections. And basically, the cards were in transit during the drop of the Magic 30th anniversary set. So ultimately, this ends up with the seller not being happy with the transaction, and basically, Rudy he kind of like does some reviews of the collections and purchases he makes, and this one ended up resulting in the seller, which is Dark Tower Games, commenting on the video, basically claiming several things about him, such that he didn't honor the pricing, the original pricing. Rudy had basically played games with him and wouldn't provide the full details on the pricing, kind of how he got to the numbers. I guess with the way he does things, buying many collections in a given year with thousands of cards, he'll basically give his best estimate based on, highest value cards, etc., and then providing one number to the seller. And outside of that, he basically claimed that Rudy took advantage of him and elected not to move forward with selling the remainder of his collection. So he only sold a portion of it from the comment that I saw. And it looks like I went back, he deleted his comment. So yeah, I mean, this basically came down. I mean, it forced Rudy to basically make a video following up and responding to this comment because it received so much attention, and Rudy started to get backlash and basically hatred, from a lot of people in the community. So, Magic the Gathering 30th anniversary event. So, why is this relevant? So, like I said, basically there's a reserve list for Magic. I'm more of a Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh sports. I'd say that's where my expertise is. Not that I have expertise, I just involved in them. But basically, they dropped this new set. Um, and essentially, they violated the reserve list and they basically went against it. And obviously for collectors, this created a flux in prices and downward trajectory because obviously they're reprinting things that if you essentially increase supply to the market, it's going to drop the scarcity, rarity, and increase the availability of these cards, and it's going to reduce or kind of lower the perceived value of these cards. So people were dumping them to the market, and ultimately some of the cards that this individual was selling to Rudy dropped the market prices. So I ultimately, and I wanted to kind of just breeze through this because it is a quick video. I just wanted to kind of give some of my thoughts and takeaways and add to this. I will say, fully transparent. I do like Rudy. I like his videos, specifically when he talks Pokemon. But I like his transparency and I like the way he does things. He's from a business side. Um, you know, he's somebody you can trust, at least from my perspective. Not working with him uh, directly, but he's very transparent, right? So I saw this as kind of a childish tactic from the seller. He had serious seller's remorse because it seems like prices ended up rebounding after this magic 30th stunt that Hasbro and Wizards played. But since then, I have gone back. The seller has removed the comment from the original video and apologized on Rudy's follow-up video, which is good. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be a net loss for Rudy, right? His image is hurt a little bit. He's received basically negative press. Basically, it's somebody acting out of emotion. They got burned because they made the wrong decision, and they're going out of their way to basically create drama. Um, you know, this next bullet, think before you sell. Like, do you really need to sell? And this is what Rudy talked about in his follow-up video. If you really don't need to sell and you know you're in a bind and you know you paid significantly higher, really ask yourself, are you going to be okay with this decision, or are you going to be regretting this for a while? I mean, we've all been there. Like, if you're in collectibles, if you're in anything, you know that you can look back and you can talk about the 2-3 worst decisions you've made, that things that you've sold you shouldn't have got rid of. Um, for a number of things, right? You think, you just didn't believe in the product, you needed the cash, etc. There's many things that could go into this, but ultimately that's not the buyer's fault. That's not their decision to buy your cards. Like, this individual reached out to Rudy, not the other way around. And it really just comes down to the last two bullets, right? Taking accountability for your actions, and really just the culture. The American culture, the not even just American culture, but just the culture of just people in general that are in this hobby, or, I don't know, just people in general kind of, looking at things and saying, what are other people doing and why is it a result of their behavior or their actions that I'm in this situation now, versus looking at this and saying, I'm in control of my own life. I'm in control of my own decisions. This is why this happened. In the future, I'll learn from it. I'll move forward from it. Right. We don't have that in our culture today. And, it's one of the reasons this situation came to fruition is because somebody wanted to basically place the blame on someone else. And I know that this video isn't going to be seen by many people, but I wanted to get my thoughts out there in case, somebody can learn from it and take anything away from it. I just don't think this is fair to Rudy. I know he doesn't need any help or support, but I felt like this is something I wanted to talk to. So if you stuck around, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.